Why in the heck are you not focused on home ownership? No, seriously, why in the heck are you not focused on home ownership? If you're sick and tired of paying your landlord's mortgage, and you're sick and tired of building your landlord's wealth, and you're ready to actually get your piece of the pie, which you deserve, this video is for you. We're going to go over 8 very simple steps in order to get home ownership. By the way, home ownership is the #1 way to invest into real estate, as well as the #1 way to build wealth in this country. If you're new to the channel, my name is Chevy Harris. I'm a licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker, and I'm also a real estate investor. Step number 1, go meet with a licensed real estate agent in your local market. A lot of lenders say go meet with the lender first and then go find an agent. That's completely backwards, and I'm going to explain why. For example, did you know that you can buy a house, don't care if it's a single family home or a mansion, without going through a bank? Now, that's not always necessary or available for some people, but it could be an option depending on your current circumstances. And only a unicorn agent will be able to navigate you on how to obtain that, if that's even eligible for your current situation. In order to make this type of transaction happen, you need to come up with a contract between you and the seller, essentially just focusing on 3 things. If you can figure out these 3 things and you both agree to these 3 things, you can have ownership of this house. And those 3 things are the purchase price, the interest rate, and the length of the term. If you're interested in learning more about that, just type the word creative down below, and I will be sure to reach out to you at my earliest convenience. All right, so if that is not an option for you, then the next step would be to meet with the lender. Now, as a licensed real estate agent, I work with multiple lenders. And the reason I do that is, first, because I believe it's professional to guide all of my first-time home buyers or anyone that's looking to buy with multiple options, not just one lender. In fact, as a licensed real estate broker, it's not my job to actually pick the lender. I can suggest or recommend, but it's ultimately up to the buyer on which lender they are going to choose to work with. So I always work with between 3 and 5 different lenders. And just for transparency, not all lenders are created for you. A lot of them offer different loan programs, which ultimately gives you more options on what works or will be working best for you in your current situation. All right, so step number 3 is to get pre-approved. Once we get pre-approved by the lender, they let us know how much we are eligible for, and then we can start to search for homes in that criteria of whatever it is that we were approved for. All right, so step number 4 is the fun part. You get to go look at houses with your agent. Once you know what you're eligible for and the neighborhoods that you are looking to purchase in, it becomes pretty smooth. Do you want a detached or a attached garage? Do you want a basement? Do you want a tri-level? How many rooms? How many bathrooms? Do you want a fixer-upper, or do you want something that's turnkey? These are all very realistic scenarios and options of what you will be going through as a first-time home buyer. After submitting your offer, the seller can accept it, they can reject it, or they can counter it. And when I say counter it, it can be everything from the terms of the contract to the actual purchase price in which you offered the seller. By the way, this usually comes with a deposit of good faith, or as known as earnest money deposit, to the seller. Now, there's no law that says that you need to put down earnest money, but it's generally 1% of the purchase price. This is to legally bind the contract and to show the seller that you're serious about purchasing their property. After all parties have signed the contract or the counter offers, then we move on to the inspection and appraisal phase. By the way, the buyer generally pays for the inspection and the appraisal. So we got the earnest money down. It's usually 1%. We got to pay for an inspection and we have to pay for an appraisal. All right. Both the inspection and the appraisal generally calls for some form of negotiations. Once all that is settled, we have a closing date. Now, upon closing, please understand that your earnest money and closing costs are two separate costs as well for the buyer. These are all general numbers, but closing costs is generally 3 to 4% of the purchase price. And this include loan fees, attorney fees, title work fees, etc. At closing, you sign a bunch of documents becoming the legal new owner of the property. This can take anywhere from 20 minutes to a few hours, depending on what's going on. After you have signed all the documents, congratulations, you are now a new homeowner. Stop renting and become a homeowner. Stop paying other people's wealth and start building your own. Not everyone has the same path, but there are multiple paths to home ownership. If you are in the Chicagoland area, Indiana area, Michigan, or Tennessee, I will personally work with you. If you are not in those areas, I will recommend a unicorn agent in your specific market to help you obtain home ownership. Feel free to reach out. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.